the question that echoes through time. From the whispers of wind over ancient sands to the pulse of silicon mines, one question has never faded. Why are we here? A philosopher scribbles under candlelight. A monk meditates in silence. A child stares out at the stars. The same question lives in different tongues, different hearts. Kings have died in search of it. Poets have wept trying to grasp it. Scientists pursue it in equations, and prophets sing of it in parables. Yet no answer fully satisfies. What if? The purpose of life isn't something to be answered, but remembered. This is only the beginning. In part 2, we scale the peak of science, only to find more mystery. The illusion of mastery. Part 2. The illusion of mastery. We built machines that think, devices that listen, and probes that pierce the dark void of space. Humanity, at the apex of its mind. But even in our brilliance, we can't explain why one leaf bends toward the sun, or why love makes us tremble. Science explains function, not meaning. It can split atoms, but not heal heartbreaks. It sees the neuron fire, but not the soul that aches. Visual. A scientist stares into a microscope, then looks up at the night sky. Perhaps knowledge is not the final destination, but the first step in awakening. In part 3, we enter nature's cathedral, where even silence speaks of something divine, the sacred symmetry of nature. Part 3, the sacred symmetry of nature. From coral reefs to galaxies, nature dances in patterns, a code written not in letters, but in awe. Equations matching natural forms. Tree branches echoing blood vessels. Lightning mirroring neurons. How can chaos birth such order? Could accident alone shape this symphony of balance, beauty, and breath? Maybe the Earth isn't a random rock, but a sacred scroll. Join us in part 4, where we unravel the enigma of consciousness, the greatest mystery in the known universe, the mind that knows it exists. Part 4, the mind that knows it exists. Of all the wonders in the cosmos, one stands apart. We are aware. We not only live, we know we are alive. Artists painting, soldiers with PTSD, a lover's heartbeat. Thoughts have no weight, emotions, no mass, but they sculpt our lives more than gravity sculpts stars. Where do they come from? Electrical sparks in meat? Or echoes of a soul untouched by time? You think, you feel, you question. Perhaps consciousness isn't an accident, but the very fingerprint of purpose. In part 5, we travel across cultures and centuries to find that wherever humans are, spirit follows. Part 5, the spiritual impulse. Part 5, the spiritual impulse. Before language, there was longing. Before technology, there were temples. Across time and space, humanity has always reached upward. Ancient pyramids, oracles, offerings at sacred trees, digital age, even AI models quoting the divine. Could this universal hunger be a glitch in our evolution? Or is it the soul remembering home? Why do we crave connection with the unseen? Why do even atheists whisper to the stars when death draws near? Candlelight flickering in total darkness. A wind blows, yet the flame stays lit. Maybe we don't invent gods. Maybe we respond to one. Next, in part 6, we go deeper. Could all of this, emotion, balance, thought, point to a grand intelligence behind it all? The signature of a master intelligence. Part 6, the signature of a master intelligence visuals, a spider spinning silk. DNA strands looping, the Milky Way spiral, fractals in frost, from the delicate to the colossal. The same fingerprints appear, in the curl of an embryo, in the swirl of a storm. Visuals, golden ratio in architecture and nature, crop circles, sacred geometry across civilizations. Is this coincidence or choreography? A blind process of trial, or the breath of a boundless mind? If design implies a designer, what kind of artist makes both a butterfly and a black hole? Earth among countless planets, one tiny orb so full of meaning. We call it God, the universe, the one, the source. But maybe names don't matter. Maybe all is enough. Part 7, The Pale Blue Dot. Part 7, The Pale Blue Dot. The famous pale blue dot. Sagan's quote in text, "That's here, that's home, that's us." This is Earth, suspended in a sunbeam, a dot, a pixel, a prayer in motion. And yet, everything we've ever loved lived and died here. Wars erupting, lovers embracing, children being born, all on this tiny planet. In this vast cosmic theater, Earth is the balcony seat, alone or perhaps chosen. If life is rare, if we are rare, then maybe the very loneliness of our existence is sacred. Maybe we're not just living on a planet. Maybe we're part of a message, echoing through the void. In Part 8, we reframe science, not as the answer, but as a sacred key, unlocking the spiritual. Part 8, Science as the sacred tool. Science does not diminish mystery, it deepens it. A monk meditating, a physicist calculating quantum probabilities. The mystic asks, what is beyond the veil? The scientist asks, what lies beneath? But they both are seekers. Could it be that the atom and the spirit are mirrors? One showing us how life functions, the other, why it matters. Maybe science is not the rival of faith, but the lantern lighting our steps towards something greater. In Part 9, we return inward to the battlefield of the soul, where meaning is born from within. Part 9, The War Within. Part 9, The War Within. Beyond galaxies and genes, there is a deeper frontier, the inner world, where dreams fight despair, where fear shadows hope. People facing moments of truth, a breakup, a funeral, a success, an act of forgiveness. If existence is a question, then meaning is the answer we must live. No telescope can find purpose, no algorithm can feel grace, but the human soul, it bleeds, it sings, it remembers. Close up on a tear, falling, then a sunrise over mountains. Maybe the universe's greatest miracle isn't out there. It's the spark inside you. One final chapter remains, Part 10, where everything converges, and we ask, if we are the answer we've been searching for. Part 10, the answer is us. Part 10, the answer is us, humanity in all its forms. Building, healing, destroying, loving. A montage of every race, age, faith. The stars shine, yes, but so do we. We create, we question, we transcend. The universe asked a question, and it formed a species that could answer. Not with certainty, not with perfection, but with wonder, with love, with will. So why are we here? To witness, to wonder, to awaken. We are not here by accident. We are here on purpose. The mystery is not out there. It's as much within you. If this journey stirred something inside you, share this with someone who's asking the same question. And never stop seeking, for the journey is the purpose.